First on BBC One, Premier League football in Match of the Day with Desmond Lynham.
Good evening. It's the biggest game of the season here on Match of the Day. Arsenal host Manchester United, both are top of the Premiership, settled by goal difference. Something had to give. Wenger versus Ferguson Mark II. The first game at Old Trafford was a real classic.
Right, gives it straight back to Platter. Looks for the run of Vieira. Oh, what a wonderful goal that is! Giggs. Giggs' cross. The downward header is just parried away, and the equaliser's there from Solskjaer. Manchester United trying to get through. They're in the Arsenal penalty area here. Nicky Butt has done it!
This evening here at Highbury, all the temperatures flare up as much as this game did.
Right, back to Hughes again. Looking for Platt! Oh!
It's not the only game in town. West Ham United hosted Newcastle United as they continue their resurgence in the Premiership.
But it's the title chasers, Newcastle United, who are on the front foot early on. Ferdinand's shot deflected, just wide.
We've also got all the other games that have taken place today. And we've got Trevor and Trevor with us to review. But first to Highbury in North London. Man United Arsenal, the biggest game of the Premiership season so far. The two sides of the joint top separated by just 4 goals and goal difference. It was exceptionally close and an exceptionally huge game. So therefore sit back and enjoy this one. Extended highlights and commentary comes from Trevor Davis.
Well, goal difference separates the top of the Premiership. One wonders here that if that changes at the end of 90 minutes. Alex Ferguson and Arsene Wenger, when they do battle at Old Trafford, was a game in which was settled by a late goal, and Arsenal will be hoping they have learnt from those mistakes. Wright and Bergkamp with Ray Parlour sitting behind them. Platt, Vieira and young Stephen Hughes make up the midfield. No room for Steve Bolden, and back 4 today for Arsenal with Martin Keown coming forward. Eric Cantona this evening is partnered by Andy Cole. Giggs, Beckham, Scholes and Keane make up the midfield. It might be familiar in the future. As for that, it's Gary Pallister and Ronnie Johnson in the middle. John Lukic still comes in for the injured David Seaman for Arsenal. And Arsenal get us underway in perhaps the biggest game there has been. Top of the table. And we have 10 games left of the FA Carling Premiership season of 96-97 to go. Arsenal comfortable on the ball. Keown looking long. Platt. Dispossessed by Scholes. Some have said he's due for an England call-up soon. Giggs. Cole. Oh! Nearly a fabulous start for Manchester United here. Platt losing it. Scholes here. Cole and Giggs combining. Cole's first touch, and he just caught that wide, the former Arsenal man. Between Ryan Giggs and Lee Dixon. Parlour. Platt. Bergkamp. Here's Platt. Oh! David Platt. A lovely chance, a good opportunity. Found some room here, David Platt. Good work by Bergkamp to open up the chance. Not afraid to shoot though, David Platt. Clears it away. Now it's Beckham. Cantona. Keane. Only Cole ahead of him. Now it's Cantona. He's looking for Cole. Giggs is in space. This is Ryan Giggs from Manchester United. No. Oh, he was fouled. I thought David Ellery was going to hold off on the decision here. He's going to hold off on a card, which is probably the right call. Lee Dixon just gets a ticking off. You thought here there was a definite catch by Dixon on Giggs. But what it does mean is young David Beckham has the ball and has the free kick. He's got Dennis Irwin for support, but you fancy Beckham to go for goal. He doesn't, he plays it to Cole, and it's not quite what he could do last week with an amazing bicycle kick. Maybe Beckham should have gone for goal rather than give it to Cole. Platt. Vieira. Bergkamp. Oh, I just thought he'd stuck it through to Vieira. Platt's done really well. Hughes. Parler. Showed too much of that to Scholes. Cantona. Cole. Started his career at Arsenal, Andy Cole. Scholes, what a ball to Cantona. Didn't even look. Eric Cantona shoots. Straight at Lukic. Oh, quality pass from Scholes, but I don't think that finish was ever really going to worry Lukic, but it's another shot across the bow in this game. Parler. Nice. Exchanging passes with Wright, who is goal side at the moment. Ian Wright! Oh, he's hit the woodwork! Lovely exchange of passes. Parler, Wright, Bergkamp. Goal side. Oh, desperately unlucky there. Now Pallister for Manchester United. What a pass that was to Beckham. Now it's Keane. Keane's cross. Headed away by Keown. Really dangerous bit of play. Manchester United's third corner of the match. 4 minutes till half time. Beckham. Oh, just taken off Giggs that was brought down. It's come to Keane. Keane into Cole. Cole shot! Cole's goal! And that has stunned Highbury. And Andy Cole reminds them perhaps what they let go. Manchester United lead 3 minutes before half-time. Andy Cole has found a bit of room, but Manchester United have turned up the pressure in the last 10 minutes and have the breakthrough. And Alec Ferguson's side will be delighted with how they've worked. I'm not sure Lukic can do much over this. When Cole found the space, who was marking him? Dennis Bergkamp. There's the shot. Lukic sees it late. Manchester United lead late in the first half. Beckham. Beckham's ball in. Cantona! Oh, that's amazing! He's just taken an opportunity out of nowhere. Manchester United lead 2-0. But it's their game plan and their impeccable passing to Beckham, which is a factor. But look at this cross, so dangerous. Martin Keown tries to clear it away. Cantona seems to almost read the clearance and respond. And when he does, the finish is just the only part of the goal Lukic can't reach. Brilliant. Vieira goes long. Jonsson's clearance as far as Lee Dixon, but the clearance reached the halfway line. Bergkamp. Platt moving forwards. Bergkamp's ball in. Right! Won't reach him. It's going to go wide. It was a clearance. It is a corner. David Platt to take. Arsenal need something. Oh! And those are the sort of moments you have to take if you want to get back into a game as important as this. And doesn't Ian Wright know it? Oh, unbelievable. Here is oh, it's a lovely pass. Here's Dennis Bergkamp. Peter Schmeichel, take a bow. That was brilliant. Frustration, and understandably so, from Dennis Bergkamp. The first time Arsenal have really carved Manchester United open, and Schmeichel responds with an excellent save. That was truly brilliant from the Great Dane. Well, Arsenal throwing bodies forward for this David Platt corner. Looking for Vieira. It'll come to Bergkamp. He's got Beckham hounding him at the moment. Oh, another brilliant save! Paul Merson's header. Peter Schmeichel's save again. Fantastic. Lovely work from Bergkamp. When he got the cross in, Merson found the space. It was creeping in. That's an excellent save by Schmeichel, who absolutely knows it. Well, Platt again has got the corner. He's got an option to go short. He'll go long. Oh! Another header, another chance, another miss from Arsenal. This time it's Paul Merson, but I think Andy Cole did well to put him off, and I think Merson knows it. Well, 3 chances in the last 5 minutes. Shows this game may not be over if Arsenal can get one back. A draw would not be the worst result for them. Hughes, right, back to Hughes again. Looking for Platt! Oh! I thought that was in, I really did. David Platt. Well, memories of Belgium in Italia 90 there. Clipped in. He's caught it perfectly on the volley. Oh, just so close. And desperately unlucky, David Platt. Winterburn into Merson. Vieira. Hughes. Good bit of defending. Winterburn against Roy Keane. Stephen Hughes. Merson, nice turn. Merson! Off the woodwork. You can't get any closer than that. Good work from Paul Merson to find the yards, get the shot away, and the one time Peter Schmeichel has beaten the woodwork saves him. Lee Dixon. 5 red shirts to clip it into. Towards Platt, headed away by Jonsson. Frustration growing here at Highbury. Keown. Platt. Merson. Vieira. Hughes. Vieira's header! Arsenal have a chance! And a chance is all you need. Patrick Vieira, all a 6'5" frame, leaping forward and getting his forehead to this. Maybe even his eyebrows, but it was enough. When he got the ball back from Hughes, had just enough on Pallister. It's been all Arsenal since United were 2 up. They've got a real hope of saving this game. Vieira. Bergkamp. Oh, nice. Back with Platt. Back with Wright. Goes on! Oh, it takes a deflection just before Wright had the effort. And Schmeichel thankfully claims it. And so he is. 5 minutes left. Can Arsenal salvage a draw? Manchester United hold on for the win. Is there one more twist in this nighttime tale of FA Carling Premiership destiny? Keane. Cantona does so well, but his effort is wide of Lukic's goal. And this is the danger Manchester United possess. Cantona, the strength to hold of Vieira and Adams, just not quite to find the goal. There's always one final chance. When will it arrive? Referee's flag going up for the foul. It's not been given. Merson, Platt, Vieira. Platt was caught by Scholes. Arsenal have a free kick. David Ellery signals it. Platt here. Yeah, he was caught by Scholes. And that's just experience, I suspect. Scholes diving in this late in the game. Vieira drawing the foul. Now, David Platt's free kick. He's had a brilliant chance. Is this his chance? Strikes the wall. Plays it to Vieira and he's caught again. This time by Keane, is he? Well, pretty much from an identical position. David Platt will have a chance again. Roy Keane is not happy. First effort is blocked. Keane gets it again. 50-50 that. It's a bit closer, but it's David Platt. Oh, he hits the bar! David Platt. It's still with Arsenal. It's Vieira. It's ahead of the way by Johnson. Vieira goes in with Scholes. Cleared away. Oh, what a terrific effort this was. Over the wall with power and pace, and it crashes off the bar. That is so unlucky. Platt. Thought about the shots. 2 minutes of time added on. It's right. It's blocked. It's Hughes. It's Ian Wright. It's still Ian Wright. It's blocked again. Oh, Hughes hits the side netting. And I suspect that's it. Arsenal are just putting on the pressure. Manchester United hanging on. And it is hanging on. Manchester United are. Arsenal have got to equalise. It's got to be now. Bergkamp. Hughes. Wright. Merson! Oh, that was it! That was the chance! It flashes wide. Manchester United have hold on. This is a huge win in the race for the championship. They've taken an outright lead against Arsenal in an outstanding effort. There was so much good football. Arsenal, 17 attempts on goal in the end. Manchester United have had to dig deep, but they have won. And winning a championship, it's moments like this you can look back on. Full time here at Highbury in a pulsating championship decider potentially. It is Arsenal 1, Manchester United 2.
I think it's fair to say Arsenal's effort out there was phenomenal. It's the best I've seen them play for a long time. I mean, they don't quite have the demands that we have in carbonated European football, so they could really go for it today. And it was a big test of my players, but you look at what they were able to do, the way they hung on, and then that's what football is about. That's what winning champions is about. It's those opportunities that come by to you, and I think perhaps that was the level above today. I think when we had our chances, we took them. Arsenal wasted theirs, and I don't think Arsene Wenger and many of the Arsenal strikers will sleep well tonight. But I tell you what, our defenders will. Well, I think it's Man United play a good game. They defend very well. We had our chances, right? Bergkamp, company. We had our moments, but we did not take our chances, and in football you have to take them, and that is why we have not won this game.
Well, you've heard from the managers. We saw what the players did on there today. Were Man United lucky, or were Arsenal poor when it came to the finishing department?
I think we've got to look at the game, and I think we need to look at Arsenal as well. Their improvements they've made under Arsene Wenger have been fantastic over the last few weeks. I think they've done really, really well. We've really got to acknowledge that. Some brilliant stuff which has taken place. Manchester United, I think that we've got to look at their joie de vivre, their Frenchman they've got there. Cantona has produced something special when Manchester United needed it most, and I think at 2-0 it forced Arsenal to take the game to United more. United were hanging on, they were making save and blocks for their lives, but you can just have that belief, and I think Manchester United tonight just showed that belief, and I don't think they believe Arsenal were going to equalise tonight. Well, what about it in the end? A great game, you have to say, and very close. Yeah, I think Manchester United's it's a very even game in the first half. Once they were 2-0 up, they actively sat back, and you would naturally. I think Arsenal have got to be pleased, but for me, I still maintain I think they're 2 or 3 players away. I'm also not too sure about their formation. They went to a more traditional 4-4-2, and that might have made a bit of a difference to them. I'd like to see some pace out on the wings. I'd like to see them go ahead and take the games and try and build something. Rumour has it they're going to sign that young Nicolas Anelka from Paris Saint-Germain. If they sign him, it might give them a bit more, but you look at Wright and Bergkamp. If they can stay fit and they can build something a bit more in the wings and strengthen that midfield, yes, it could be a different. So is that Arsenal out of the title race? I like to think no. I personally think there could be some more to come in that. Well, talking of the title race at the moment, Newcastle United were out of it after a dreadful December, but they've responded here in January and February to climb their way back up in contention. So a tricky evening awaited them against West Ham United, who've comfortably beaten Liverpool and held Manchester United at Upton Park. Big game for us. Trev Champion, watch this game.
The Premiership title race is hotting up, and Newcastle United's charge towards the top continues at quite a pace. Harry Redknapp's West Ham will be looking to burst the Magpies' bubble at Upton Park. Paul Kitson leads the line against his former employers. He'll be partnered by record signing John Hartson. 39-year-old Les Sealey makes a rare starting goal for the Hammers. There's no place for David Ginola or Tino Asprilla in Kevin Keegan's lineup, but there is plenty of international experience on show. Les Ferdinand could come up against his cousin this afternoon. Young Rio is on the bench for the hosts. Referee Stephen Lodge of Barnsley gets the match underway. A match that has interest at both ends of the table, but it's the title chasers, Newcastle United, who are on the front foot early on. Ferdinand's shot deflected, just wide. Well, Sealey was sprawling there, and that would have been quite a remarkable opening. Ferdinand's strike deflected, and it spins just wide. Rob Lee with the outswinger, headed away, but only as far as Elliott. Now Beresford. Beardsley for Newcastle. Lee doesn't quite get there, but here's Philippe Albert, charged down by Hartson, and Newcastle had gone all-out attack there. Hartson is through on goal here. He sees the whites of the eyes of Cernicek, digs it over him. Oh, it's wonderful! Brilliant from John Hartson. And less than 3 minutes on the clock, West Ham have the opener. It's the record signing John Hartson who has done it. They splashed the cash to bring him from Arsenal. The finishes like that are worth every penny. Well, they couldn't have imagined a start like this in their wildest dreams. John Hartson made the most of Newcastle's lapse in concentration at the back to run fully 70 yards before dinking the ball over Cernicek. West Ham started the day just 4 points above the relegation zone. Potts for West Ham. Into Hughes. Bishop. Kitson, the former Newcastle man, now Hartson. Out to the Australian, Lazaridis. Early ball in, Hartson! Just wide! Nearly a second for John Hartson though. Well, Newcastle really have to switch on here. Really good football from the Hammers. Lazaridis' ball in, and Hartson's header just wide. Now into Alan Shearer. What can he do? The most expensive player on the planet. Shearer gets away from his man. Batty. Shearer! Should have scored. Alan Shearer, you'd have put your house on him. The two former Blackburn title winners combining. Batty feeding Shearer. And he really should have done better. Dicks into Moncur. Lovely ball out to Michael Hughes on this near side. What can he do? Finds Hartson! Oh, what a save! That is by Pavel Srnicek. It looked for all the world that it was going to be 2-0. Michael Hughes with the ball in, and Srnicek got down so well to stop Hartson. Beardsley plays it out to Rob Lee, who knocks it back to Warren Barton, the former Wimbledon fullback. It's up against Stan Lazaridis here. Gets his ball in. Ferdinand! Heads over. But a promising start to the second half for Newcastle. Warren Barton's ball in, met by Ferdinand. Ferdinand. Really should have done better moments ago. Plays it into Beardsley. Rob Lee on the right wing for Newcastle. The England international. Back to Barton. Gets the ball in again. Meets Ferdinand's head again. But the outcome is the same. That's twice Warren Barton has crossed onto Les Ferdinand's head already this second half. But on both occasions, Ferdinand has headed over. Bishop sprays it out to Lazaridis. Formerly of West Adelaide, Stan Lazaridis. Into John Moncur. Let's fly! Oh, brings out the best of Srnicek. What a strike that was. Matched by a wonderful save. Bishop. Hughes. The Northern Irishman. Now Ian Bishop. Kitson. Hartson! That's wide. But twice West Ham have come close now in this second half. John Hartson, this time, fed by Kitson. He was always going wide though. Les Seeley with the long ball up front. Hartson can't make it stick though. Here's Shearer into Ferdinand. Les Ferdinand, let's fly! Oh, what a save from Seeley, rolling back the years there. Ferdinand with a super strike. But Les Seeley on hand to preserve his clean sheet. Well, that's the end of Michael Hughes' match. Youngster Manny Omoyinmi takes his place. Very good performance from Michael Hughes. Barton's throw. Gillespie. They're running out of time here, Newcastle. What can they do in the final stages? Played out to Ginola. On as a substitute, but will Keegan rue his decision to start him on the bench? Here's Beresford. Beardsley. They've got to get the ball into the box here, Newcastle. Beardsley dispossessed. And now West Ham with the opportunity to attack. He's done a good tackle. It doesn't matter because Kitson has picked up the ball and plays it out wide to Omoyinmi. Kitson, the former Newcastle man. Hartson now. Can he finish it? Yes, he can! It's 2! John Hartson at the double. West Ham United double their advantage and are going to take home all 3 points here. A lethal counter from West Ham United, just as Newcastle were knocking on the door. Beardsley was dispossessed 25 yards from West Ham's own goal, and before you knew it, Hartson was scoring. That's how to do it. Kitson with a simple ball in, and without breaking stride, Hartson struck it past Cernacek. And the full-time whistle blows. Is the whistle blowing on Newcastle's title challenge. They've lost out with a whimper here. John Hartson at the double for West Ham, who pick up a crucial 3 points. But the story really is all about Newcastle United's title challenge. It finishes West Ham United 2, Newcastle United 0.
Well, you got to hold your hands up sometimes, and you got to admit that you were beaten by the better side, and I can do that. We were beaten by the better side. I thought West Ham were a lot better than us, played a lot better football. Yeah, I thought it was a terrific performance, really terrific, really well played. I'm so pleased for Artson, so pleased with Kitson. I'm so delighted with that formation that the two of them have got going. I'm dead pleased with the players because they worked so hard and they've had a really, really tough start of the year, and you're halfway through the season and they're starting to find some things. So I'm very pleased. I think we've had to sell a couple of players, and the ones we've got in, I think, have done a great job. I'm not going to be too disappointed in this result. I still think there's a lot more games to go, and no, I don't think we're out of the title race. No, I mean, Newcastle are top side. Kevin's a good manager, and I think they could be up there. But I think for us today, where we sit, one more step towards safety, and it's one more step towards trying to build our foundations of becoming a force to reckon with in this league. Well, those were the thoughts of the managers. What are your thoughts, Trevor, on the game? Newcastle poor? Yeah, Newcastle were rubbish today, and I can use that. They was a real whimper. Whatever worked for them against Southampton, I think perhaps this is showing Newcastle's problem. There's an air of inconsistency out there, and sometimes these are the sort of games that you have to win a championship. Had it under Liverpool, you'd come to tough grounds like this, you'd be tired, and you have to go ahead and get a performance to get a side that really wants to get up at you and go for it. And I think some of those players today in that Newcastle side, they went hiding, and I think they'll have to look hard. I think Kevin Keegan maybe think tactically he didn't quite get this one right, but yeah, for me it weren't great. Well, what about West Ham and the way they played, Trevor? West Ham played really, really well. I think their strike partnership, I think now Hartson has got a strike partner in Paul Kitson. I think that's going to make all the difference for them. I think it's a really, really good set up and a way for them to build that side. There's some young talent in there. Yeah, Les Ferdinand's cousin Rio, young Frank Lampard, excellent young player, and there's definitely hope, I think, and definitely a chance for this season. Well, that was our two big games. So let's go ahead and bring you a rundown of all the other games that have taken place in the Premiership. Liverpool's best home performance of the season was the general consensus. Robbie Fowler got them off to the perfect start, finding space for a Leeds United side that really struggled. Liverpool, having one of the best home records of the season, might have helped. Also, a player called Robbie Fowler is going to help. God in front of the Kop produced a lovely jinking run and set up Stan Collymore to score the first of his 3 goals. If his first goal was all created by Fowler, his second was all created by indifference in the Leeds United defence. A game of ping-pong ensured. Eventually, when it broke to the chance to Collymore, Haller made the first block. Nobody in white reacted to the second one. Collymore fully obliged to volley home. Joy that was for Liverpool was compounded when Collymore did complete his hat-trick. It was the best passing move of the match. Fowler combining with McManaman Jones squaring it, another tap-in for Collymore. Another class performance by Liverpool that ran out comfortable winners. If Liverpool produced the best performance of the day, Middlesbrough went ahead and produced the best performance that they've done this season, especially with the opening goal. Clayton Blackmore's cross was headed in by Carl Beck to give Middlesbrough the lead. Performance that pleased Brian Robson to the point where he wished his side could bottle up this form and keep it forever. But part of that's down to Fabrizio Ravanelli. He found half a yard inside a very nervous Derby County defence, and before 15 minutes were up, Middlesbrough were 2 ahead. Then it became 3 when Emerson squared it for Ravanelli to go ahead and get his second goal. A brace on the cards, they played 25 minutes and were 3-0 up. In the second half though, Middlesbrough showed a bit of the shakiness, and when Steve Vickers was dispossessed, Dean Sturridge went ahead and stole and got Derby County back into the game. It wasn't to be the case though. Middlesbrough suddenly turned up and find it when a deflected effort from Alan Moore off the back of Paul McGrath was able to put Middlesbrough 4-1 ahead. 5 arrived when Hignett played a lovely through ball through to Juninho, who finished one absolutely delightfully. Honestly, there is an air of Brazilian magic about that boy. And then the moment everyone on the Riverside was waiting for, Ravanelli's hat-trick. Ball stolen by Beck, Ravanelli beating the offside trap, run on one with the goalkeeper. Was there any doubt? Middlesbrough winners by 6-1. A Midlands derby that was separated by a single goal, and Martin O'Neill will be delighted. Filbert Street will be. A lovely ball from Claridge, a first time effort from Marshall. It was enough to give Leicester 3 points in this big match. Coventry City will be pleased the fact that they weren't beaten because they've been in real bad form, and Darren Huckabee might have had something to do with it. His lovely run and cross was brilliantly headed in by Noel Whelan to put Coventry ahead. But they'll be disappointed. At the moment, Wimbledon haven't quite shown the form that they did at the start of the turn of the year, but as things have gone on, they've also got some great players. Jones found Yule, a little duel past the goalkeeper, Arizovic beaten. 1 apiece, this one finished at Highfield Road. Chelsea waited ages to finally break the deadlock, and when it did arrive, Mark Hughes just decided to hit one from distance. But that's exactly what Hughes is capable of. A wonderful strike which beat Flowers and put Chelsea ahead. But Chelsea's old problem of hanging on to leads reared its ugly head, and Blackburn got themselves level. But it was almost through an area of calamity of errors as opposed to brilliance. Sutton's cross, Flitcroft's first effort, Gallagher's second, deflected off the post, Ripley with the easiest tap-in, to the point where he couldn't quite believe it. But he was onside and celebrated, and Blackburn celebrated the draw in West London. Southampton got that sinking feeling at the moment. It was a topsy-turvy to their game with Everton, who still aren't assured of their safety. Egil Oostenstat added to the Blues' nerve by going ahead and putting Southampton 1-0 up. As the second half kicked on, Everton kicked on into the match and did find a way back in. Michael Branch had the strength in the end to hold up Klaus Lundekvam and the skill to finish past Dave Besant to put Everton level. And Everton were to move ahead. Guess who got it? That's right, Big Duncan Ferguson. Andy Hinchcliffe returned from injury. Ferguson, well, it wasn't exactly the best game of the day. It was certainly right up there as Everton put themselves ahead. The best goal of the day, though, was perhaps decided when Matt Le Tissier stole the ball off Gary Speed, beat everyone and decided to go from distance and catch everyone out. An outstanding goal that was celebrated as Southampton get themselves a priceless point. Nottingham Forest and Sheffield's Wednesday was a poor afternoon for those in the City Ground. They were well beaten by a Wednesday side that's found their form again. The side that absolutely shone at the beginning of the season, and it was probably brought on by Benito Carboni, getting the first goal and making the second one for Andy Booth. His run was excellently timed. His finish was just so calm and cool. Nothing Crossley could do about that. An old sinking feeling seems to be happening at the City Ground. 3-0 arrived, and it was great work in the end between Booth and Carboni. They're proving to be a great little partnership. Carboni, though, is going to tie in Matt Le Tissier for perhaps the goal of the day. An excellent finish that you could watch again and again and again. 3-0 winners Wednesday. Sunderland were well beaten by Tottenham Hotspur, as Jerry Francis said this was their best performance of the season, and a brace apiece for both centre forwards is what settled this. Chris Armstrong found the ruin after a long ball and struck home the opening goal. 2 arrived in the end, where Rosenthal played in Sheringham, who played the coolest of 1-2s and eventually was able to set in Armstrong to finish it away. In the second half, that sparked Teddy Sheringham to get involved in the score sheet. Darren Anderton found a bit of room. Sheringham couldn't believe all the space that he found, losing his defender. An easy finish that was the Premiership's top scorer in its first season 5 years ago. An according place back for England, some said, for Sheringham. They want the old SAS when they play Georgia in April. Sheringham's head is certainly going to compound this. The Spurs ran out 4-0 winners. Well, we're just 10 games away from the end of the Premiership. Manchester United have a 1-point advantage over Liverpool. Arsenal are 2 points behind in third. Newcastle United feel after that defeat they might have just fallen out of the title race altogether. After West Ham's win, they've moved up to 11th, and as they say, they start to move a bit of distance between them and the relegation sides that also sit there. After all those results, Southampton remain rooted at the bottom. Middlesbrough, Coventry and Sunderland are all up there. Sunderland, though, have got to be looking over their shoulder rather worryingly after their good start to 1996. It's all gone Pete Tong at the start of the year. So Manchester United with a big win, a win that you could look back and say, yes, that could be a moment where potentially they took the championship. But a championship isn't won over one game, it's won over 38. And we're left with just 10 more games to go here on Match of the Day. Would you believe it? That's the end of the 96-97 season. From all of us, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you again very soon. Bye-bye.